How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So on this video we're going to be doing a POV high voltage battery replacement on this Prologue. As we can see, has just over 1100 miles here, and it did throw a code for the high voltage battery. We called the Honda Tech line and we were instructed to replace a battery. So this is only my second one. We do have a third one on order, so we'll be doing that one shortly, but this is the second one within probably a month and a half. And we have a total of about 8 or 9 Prologues here at this time for various different issues. So this is just one of them. We're gonna go ahead and get started with this one today. It is extremely cold. We're gonna put this in the only rack that we could do this job on, and take you kind of behind the scenes. It's not going to be a full, replacement procedure, just bits and pieces from here and there. But, just so you guys can see some of the things that goes on behind the scenes while doing these jobs. We can see a whole bunch of lights here, just also cautioning us that it is extremely cold out. It's about 14 degrees right now. Service vehicle soon. That blue one there has the AC issue, and this is our rack here right in the middle. We even have that custom AC vent for the summertime. Works out great. Now this process does take a while. It usually requires a couple different adjustments. We do have to set the rack 100% perfectly so we can have access to lower the battery where the points are for the lift. It definitely is tight and close to the battery clearance, so we have to make sure those are absolutely perfect so it doesn't interfere with us lowering and installing the high voltage battery back on. So first things first, we're gonna disconnect the 12-volt battery, and then we're going to put our safety lock here. This disengages or turns off the high voltage system. So make sure we do that. We do have our lock here for that. So lock here, and property of not you. So this is mine. I did purchase that. Honda apparently sent us one, but who knows where it went. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Disconnect the 12-volt battery, then turn off the 440-volt system here. Alright, so now our lock goes in here. This is under vacuum, so it will close back up, so that's why we have to put something in here, and we're going to lock it. Alright, so we have to pop out these floor mats. And the reason for that is we have some nuts underneath here that hold the battery up. So it is bolts, not nuts, excuse me. So 1, 2, there's a third one down in here, and then some more in the second row there. We'll get to those in just a second. So move this as well. So we have one more here, another one here, and one more tucked underneath here that does not have a cover, but it is down in there, if you guys can see it. So we have a total of 12 bolts here we're gonna have to remove. All right, we got our 15 here. That's what it is. And the last one for this side is under here. Move this out the way. Got our weight in here so we can see what we're doing. And we're on there. And our last bolt. And keep our bolts together. Coming back. Start with the easy one. And last but not least, the one underneath the seat here. And again. All right, so this is what it looks like underneath. So I did have to take out some of these screws already because we had to get the serial number that's in here to order the new battery. So we did that. So now we're gonna remove the rest of this pan here at this time. And the reason we need to use the Swift is because we do have some extremely short arms here in comparison to, let's say, this one here, which they are shorter already, but they're still longer than we need. And the arm would simply just put us at like over here, right on top of the battery. So this is our cutout here. As you can see, we don't have much space here to work with. So we're looking good here. And we're good here. And last but not least, this one is extremely close, but we are good here as well. So now we're going to remove the front pan, the rear pan here, and remove these side panels here on both sides with a whole bunch of clips. And then we're gonna have to disconnect the two clips over here, the two harnesses going to the battery, excuse me, with also the hoses for the battery as well, for the coolant. We'll get that drained out, and then we'll proceed to drop the battery. All right, so move our bolts here. Use a nice little corner here. Hey, anybody remember these guys? Some ice here for us, not bad. Some more ice. Beautiful weather outside. Beautiful weather. Now we're also gonna have to remove these, I believe they're T10s. Find out just a second here. All right, so it's a T15. So this one is good here. Gotta remove this one here. And then this one here. I'll call a friend over, so we can remove this. All right. I think it's just frozen on here. There we go. All right. Thank you, sir. Put it over here. All right, so same thing for the back here, although have to take out this one here. Got some thread lock on it. This one here. Take out these guys. Four here. Put those separately. And a whole bunch of salt in here. All right, now time to start removing all these clips here. And this just basically protects the bolts, or hides the bolts that hold up the battery. That's all this does. But obviously we need to remove this and access our bolts and then put it back on. So the camera apparently didn't record when I was doing some stuff here, but we essentially removed these two connectors, we put bags on them, we bunged them out the way. Before that, we removed these two coolant hoses here going to the battery, and we also removed this yellow connector here. So these coolant pipes here are plastic, so I just have them lightly out of the way. Just when I drop it, we have some clearance here. I'll probably add a little bit more tension here, and of course we'll be cautious while dropping it. We also had to remove these brackets here with a 24 and two 21s on top on both sides. Now we have to remove these foam inserts here, and we're gonna have to remove these two bolts for these brackets here on both sides. And this one's got some nice ice buildup on it, so like I said, it is freezing outside. We'll just leave that on there and let the heat do its thing at this point. This is just stuff we have to deal with. So now we're gonna remove these. Right on this side. Put this down in here. And I think we are good here. Now, these clips do have to get transferred over to the new batteries, so we'll get those out before we lower it. Probably be a little bit easier from up here. And then also some more back here, and this holds the shields in place. Now, it doesn't come with these clips, so just be aware of that if you are doing this job. And then after that, we're gonna get that fancy jack right over there and bring our battery down. All right, here we go. And yes, this is the highest the lift goes. Makes for a very uncomfortable situation here, especially when it's snowing out. But gotta do what you gotta do. And we got one more 6 foot. onto the other side. This side's extra wet, should be fun. Two, three, four, and we have one more. Things looking good. Making sure we're good back here. Thing is looking good. Nothing caught up. Might have to move that hose out the way a little. I'm gonna break this. Now we're over it. And she's out of there. And this is what the battery pack looks like. Basically the entire floor of the car, or 3/4 of it. I'll meet you on the other side. Yep. Because then we got to grab it sideways.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Up. Less angle on the front. A little more. All right, straight up. Should be good. Should clear it. Up, 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 up. We're good, we're good. Up, up. Up a little more and you can back up. All right, you can back up there.
So what do this whole?
You gotta give yourself space because we gotta lift up the battery the same way. All right. We got our guide pins through here. And we are almost home here, guys. And here we are. Time to start lining up these bolts now. All right, we're gonna start all these by hand. Make sure we're not cross-threading anything. And only after that, we're gonna drive them in. All right, these are in here. This one go in. Yo, morning.
Are you
Yes, sir. Right now, I'm gonna remove this pin here. Let's try the back one first.
Let me get a chance on this one.
All right. We're gonna have to wait right now. Tighten everything, just in case we have to shift anything around. And as we can see here, we do have to shift this around a little bit, so that's what we're gonna do. And this is why we started everything by hand. All right, so we already shifted a little bit. Let's see if it's enough. And here we go, we're good, we're in there. Take out the bolts here. Good.
Good. It's not the most comfortable thing to do, but we'll get it done. Here's what it is. No point in complaining about it. Gotta get done. Gotta get done, we'll get it done. That's it. The last one underneath here. So, sneaky peek it here.
And as we can see here, we can see all the bolts are pretty much lined up here, which is exactly what we want. Although if they weren't, we can still shift them around because nothing is tight. Everything's still loose. Doesn't shift around that easily because obviously that battery is heavy and massive. But with a small screwdriver or a small pry bar or something, that's how we get it done. And the one underneath here, last but not least, don't forget this one. And now we're gonna repeat the other side. All right. That push that in, cut my zip ties there. No coolant in there. Lock that in place. And our last connector here. No coolant in there. Nice. Now, I'm gonna put this away and then we're gonna start putting all the shields back on, and we'll be ready to add some coolant to this thing and start our procedures to get the battery acclimated to the vehicle and vice versa. And then obviously we'll have to test drive it, charge and make sure everything is good. Yeah. All right, so these, when you put these in, obviously you can see they went in a lot harder than the other ones. That's for a reason, because these come with no threads and it makes the threads as it's going in. And then the top ones went in way easier on both sides. Go ahead and put these back in so you can figure out how they go. There we go. That's how it sits in there. There we go. Perfect. Get in there. So just hang things out in there.
Bad boys.
All right. Good to go here. Now to programming everything, so we're gonna go step by step here, and I have everything written down because I don't remember it myself. So all right, we'll step by step here. A couple of things we have to do here. Good to go here. All right. High low reset. So I do have to do that one. I have to do the high and low. So this one, and then we'll do the next one that I was at previously. All right, we're good there. Range reset. All right, back out of there. Then we gotta go to Vern resets. After doing these a couple of times, we'll know this by memory almost. Have to go to Vern, then fast Vern. I'm gonna learn. All right, now we're gonna go back and clear our DTCs here. All the way back here. I think we could go. All right, run DTCs. This is all new to all of us. This is all right, so this is what we have here. Let's go ahead and clear these. Stuff does take a while here. Okay. Hopefully that 3630 code disappears, because that was the code we had. And the P1116 or whatever it is code, that code always comes. And we are good here. So no more codes. So now what we have to do is we actually have to turn on the electric water pump. So we're going to try to go ahead and do that at this time and see what happens from there. All right, so now we have to bleed the coolant system. Once again, we're just going to activate the electric water pump here, and we're going to put the vehicle into maintenance mode, or service mode as GM likes to call it, just by holding the power switch. Do not press the brake pedal. Now parking brake has to be set, AC off, press and hold gas and the brake pedal for 3 seconds, and we should get a message on the cluster here. And auto coolant fill starter. So we're going to run about this for maybe a couple minutes or so, make sure all the coolant's everywhere, and top off as needed. After this, it looks like we're all good here. Our codes did go away. We're going to confirm that it takes a charge, because obviously that was one of the customer's concerns here. And we'll go for our final test drive, and we'll return the vehicle back to the customer. I just confirmed it was charging. I didn't let it charge all the way. I'm going to put on a fast charger after I'm done with here. Try to get it to the customer at 80% battery capacity. So, but yeah, everything is good here. We're just test driving and make sure. But previously the code wasn't even clear, and now we have no codes. We're driving it. There's no lights on the dash. So everything seems to be in working order. So yeah, everything went as expected. So like I said, this was my second one. We have a third one coming in, and as we do these more and more, and there's going to be more, we'll get quicker at them, we'll get better, we'll know, you know, the product, and we'll get to know it and start knowing it like the back of our hand after a while here. It's just a huge learning curve for all us Honda techs. So whether you're on the Honda or the Acura side, on the Acura side you got the ZDX, on the Honda side you have the Prologue. So, you know, it is what it is. Whether you're for it or against it, nothing we could do about it. We're going to have to face these and repair them. I'm getting on average of 1 to 2 a day. Not all for you know, a high voltage battery replacement, but we are seeing a decent amount of them, you know, at this point. Hopefully it's just first year jitters. Not sure how long these are going to be on a, you know, on the market for. Honda and Chevy have, you know, kind of broke up here, separated or whatnot. So they're going to go their separate ways. So I'm not sure if we're going to see a couple of more come out as 2024 model year, or if there'll be some 2025 model years. But it is what it is. You know, if they come, we'll fix them. If they don't come, then we won't fix them. It's just, you know, that's what it is at the end of the day. So with that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And if you like content just like this, I know this is technically a GM, but again, has a Honda badge. So we do have to fix it here at Honda. So with that being said, again, hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. If you did, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch everyone on the next one.